Hey, church. It's good to be with you again here on day 3 of our journey through the Bible, talking about concepts, considering ways to interpret Scripture and how to apply it to our lives. Today we're at a tough one, I have to admit. Genesis chapter 6, verses 5 to 8 says, "When the Lord saw that human wickedness was widespread on the earth, and that every inclination of the human mind was nothing but evil all the time, the Lord regretted that he had made man on the earth, and he was deeply grieved. Then the Lord said, I will wipe mankind, whom I have created, off the face of the earth, together with the animals, creatures that crawl, and birds of the sky, for I regret that I made them." Noah, however, found favor with the Lord. The question is about God's regret. Can God regret things? Does his regret mean that he acknowledges that he made a mistake in, well, our creation, which would be pretty difficult for us to stomach and to handle? And I think that what we want to consider today is the nature of God and how he exists and how our timeline as humans interacts with God's timeline as one who is the creator of and therefore outside of all time. And so, one way that we can look at this is to say God knows everything. Scripture tells us he knows the end from the beginning. That's one of his attributes, that he knows all things and nothing is a surprise to him, and that his plan is perfect. God declares it himself that his plans are good and they come about as he intended, which leaves us with the problem of, well, what happened here with the creation of man? And we have a difficult conundrum. And so when we're thinking about God, he knew at the point of creation, even before he created man, that this event was coming along in the human timeline. And then our humanity intersected with the divine at the moment when it actually happened. Our thoughts were nothing but wickedness continually, it says above. We were just awful. Every inclination of the human mind was nothing but evil all the time. And God regretted what he was going to have to do, and he regretted the sinfulness, the fall. I think that if God was really sorry that he had made all of mankind, if he really regretted all of the act of creation, there would have been no Noah finding grace or favor with the Lord. Instead, there would have been a total wipeout of humanity. But rather, God is gracious, he's compassionate, he's merciful. He doesn't change his mind, and he doesn't make mistakes. And we can bring this forward into our life now in an application point to say that the very nature of your life, that you are still here, you are living, you are breathing, means that God is finding favor with you and that there's purpose for you, there's life yet for you, and that we are told, as Paul prescribes, to do everything we do as unto the Lord. So today is the day of salvation. We know that our God does not regret that we are here. He loves us. He sent Jesus for us so that we might have a relationship with him. And I pray that as you continue your readings here today, you get a sense in the scope of God's love for you and the things that he has done for you, even as we observe the height of God's judgment against wickedness and sin, and can even take comfort in the fact that someday he will return and he will again purge the earth of all that is evil, but this time it won't come back. The next time he comes and wipes out evil, it will be for good forever. And we look forward to that day very much. I love you, church, and I look forward to talking.